U.S. Democrat Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is sprayed with an unknown substance by a man as she spoke in Minneapolis. She was attacked as she called for the abolishment of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. The attacker was brought out by her security detail and was arrested for assault. Ilhan Omar has regularly been criticised by the US president. He previously called her garbage, and just hours before the attack, he had made another snide remark against her, saying that the US would only let proud immigrants in, not like Ilhan Omar. While following the incident, Omar continued her speech, saying she would not be intimidated.
The level of violence, federal overreach, lawlessness, carried out in the name of immigration enforcement is unprecedented. As it's been said, real justice and accountability starts with full, transparent investigation and legal action against ICE, followed by the abolishment of the agency. ICE cannot be reformed. It cannot be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good.
Well, we can cross now live to Washington to our correspondent there, Fraser Jackson. Fraser, what more can you tell us about this incident with Ilhan Omar?
Well, right now, not much really. We know that the man has been arrested and is being charged with assault in the third degree, but it is possible that he could be charged with a higher crime, considering she is a sitting member of Congress. The representative from that area, when she was giving this speech, was asked by CNN on the way out of that town hall how she was doing. She said she was going to get checked over, and the latest we have from her came from her Twitter account, where she said, "I'm okay, I'm a survivor, so this small agitator isn't going to intimidate me from doing my work. I don't let bullies win. Grateful to my incredible constituents who rallied behind me, Minnesota strong." So this, of course, quite a frightening incident, and actually the second time in just a week that a member of Congress has been assaulted after Democratic lawmaker Max Frost was assaulted over the weekend at the Sundance Film Festival in Salt Lake City, Utah. So this is, of course, a worrying pattern that we've seen in the US in recent years of increased violence and acts towards city members of Congress and other politicians. And of course, the rhetoric at the moment quite high in the US, but lawmakers still calling for calm, including one of the Republican congresswomen who stand against Ilhan Omar quite a lot in various committee hearings and the like, Nancy Mace, who said that there is no room for this kind of political violence. This is not who we are.
Meanwhile, Fraser, where are we when it comes to de-escalation in Minnesota and the withdrawal of ICE officers?
Well, we've had some interesting developments over the course of the last 12 hours or so. We got some initial findings in the Department of Homeland Security investigation, which showed that 2 agents fired their weapons in that shooting incident which killed Alex Pretty on Saturday. And it appears that these different departments are now trying to shift blame elsewhere. The White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller said that initial statements and comments were based on reports from Customs and Border Protection on the ground. They were the agents that shot and killed Alex Pretty on Saturday. Miller told CNN that officials are evaluating why the CBP agents, quote, may not have been following protocol before that fatal shooting on Saturday. Miller saying that the White House had, quote, provided clear guidance to DHS that the extra personnel that had been sent to Minnesota for force protection should be used for conducting fugitive operations to create a physical barrier between the arrest teams and the disruptors. Miller, though, was one of the first people to call the veteran nurse an assassin, and the reports are suggesting that Miller was also responsible for those early statements that suggested Pretty was trying to massacre law enforcement. Axios is quoting a source who spoke to Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, with the Secretary saying, "Everything I've done at the direction of the President and Stephen." Trump, for his part, has distanced himself from those early comments from both Kristi Noem and from Stephen Miller, at first saying no, that he didn't share the characterization that Miller had provided of Alex Pretty, but then saying that he hadn't seen those remarks as well. So Trump insisting he wants an honest investigation into this shooting. Some Republicans, though, are calling for an open, clear and transparent investigation, which would be wider than the current scope of the Department of Homeland Security investigation.